Today I fucked up by failing my driving test after 30 seconds. So it was finally my turn. After 2 months of driving in the city with my parents, I was sure that I would ace this exam. There is no way I could make a mistake dumb enough to fail. I got in, introduced myself and rolled out of the garage. Motivational music started playing in my head. The instructor told me to take a turn left on the traffic. Perfect, what a great way to start the exam. So I took a sharp turn left after looking at both sides. Wait, what? I felt how I lost control of the car and realized how my instructor took my wheel. Wait, did my dumbass just took a sharp turn left? That is when I saw a car slowly moving directly towards me. Did I just really drive towards the oncoming traffic? The instructor said that we should rather not discuss this since the situation was already embarrassing enough. I am banned of taking an exam for 14 days, lost €150 and I don't even know on what I could improve on. I am writing as I am on my way home from the exam. With public transport, of course. Sorry if it was not NSFW, but I think fucked up pretty bad today. Too long didn't read. I was driving directly to the oncoming traffic and failed right away. Could have been worse. My cousin introduced herself to the driving instructor on the final exam, and hopped into his car. He told her to reverse out of the parking spot he had driven into, and out of sheer panic she instead hit the gas and ran the instructor's car through a brick fence/wall. Using the driving instructor's vehicle for a driving test is bizarre to me. My brother failed his in an even more slapstick way. He did the test perfectly and finished by parallel parking, huge smile on his face as he got out of the car, until it rolled forward and hit the car ahead of it since he forgot to put the car in park. Ha ha ha. Well, I had a very welcoming fuck up. Basically, I took my test just as rush hour was starting and there was some unexpected construction and an obvious traffic jam. Like 20 cars drove past me in the wrong lane as I was too afraid to merge with the traffic. Amazingly, it was all technically correct in terms of the test, never mind me being on the same spot for about /20 meters. So half my test was in one spot. We did some fast mandatory tasks and drove back to the start area. While it seems dumb, I'd say it's better/safer that you stayed there instead of trying to go while being nervous and messing something up. Don't worry, a buddy of mine has an even more embarrassing story from his first attempted driving test. They were at their lights and he had to take a right turn. He sat at the green light with his blinker on to turn right, there were cars honking at him and everything. The light then turned red, he took the turn and almost got into an accident. Driver asked him to pull over and said, "Why did you do that? Are you nervous and you messed up?" To which my friend replied, "No, right on red." Right? He told me the instructor laughed at him for 30 seconds straight before saying, "And on green too." Needless to say, the instructor took over and drove them back to the testing site and he had to explain what had happened to his parents, who then also laughed. This is still one of the funniest driving stories I have heard to date and it happened years ago. My nana was from England and she has to redo her test here in Canada. She immediately kicked off her shoes and pulled into oncoming traffic. Failed instantly but did pass 2 weeks later. Good luck next time. Today I fucked up by not opening a gift for 5 years. 5 years ago I was gifted a poster of my classic cinema idol, Audrey Hepburn. It was in a gift exchange among one of my gaming groups with a guy I'd been exchanging winky faces with and I was very excited to get it. When it came in the mail, my mom recommended framing it and I absolutely did not want to ruin it, so I decided I wasn't going to open it until I had a frame for it. Well, my life was pretty unstable for a while after that due to school and work. I moved over 15 times in the past 5 years, and every time I moved, I carted this poster canister around with me, intending to get a frame for it but never actually making the leap. Recently, I've settled down enough that I decided to finally frame it and hang it in my office. Today I wanted to open it to double check the size so I could get a properly sized frame. Now I am damn excited because it's been 5 years and I have been anticipating opening it this whole time. I remove the plastic cap and tip the canister. Nothing happens. I glance in it and don't see anything. I assume it must be a smaller poster than I expected, so I pop off the plastic cap on the other end. Still nada. Yet better spot with better lighting, the canister is freaking empty. 5 years and 15 moves carting this empty poster canister around as one of my most prized possessions. If I had just opened it when I received it, I could have resolved the issue and actually gotten my poster, but I don't think Amazon will take claims on purchases from 5 years ago. Unfortunately, I lost touch with the dude, so I am unable to share this story with him, but hopefully you all take this as a lesson. Open your gifts when you receive them. Too long didn't read. 5 years ago I was gifted a poster through the mail and didn't want to ruin it, so have procrastinated opening it. I finally decided to open the canister today only to find it empty. Through 15 moves, I carted this empty canister as one of my most prized possessions. My mom, who has been hounding me to frame the poster for years, was amused by the news and took the opportunity to roast me. I gave the empty canister as a sacrifice to my dog. Here he is actually appreciating his gift in a timely manner. Lol, I have my diploma still rolled up in the tube that the college sent. I should go open and check. Haha, now I'm picturing you coming in later and finding shreds of the poster on the ground, i.e. it had been in the tube so long the poster stuck to it. At least your dog is enjoying the tube. I was actually a little worried about that, but alas, it was only cardboard scraps. Well, maybe he only liked you a little, crying face. Oh man, I thought you gonna say you opened it and he had written a note on it asking you out, pensive face. I really like the story, it even has a philosophical ring to it. It was the most valuable thing you owned, until you opened it. Edit, I'm feeling famous and sassy right now. Today I fucked up and rage quit my job. Update 5th of May, 12 PM, yes, my wife is talking to me again. No, the company has not yet been in contact. I'm leaving now to drop off all my company-owned assets and badge. Wish me luck. Update 1:20 PM, thank you all for your concern, and whoever messaged the Reddit cares folks, I'm okay. I've been working with professionals to improve my mental health for several years. This is a definite regression, but without the help I've already had, it would have happened much sooner, and much more spectacularly self-destructive. Last update 7:35 PM, it's the end of the day, and I'm not exhausted. I'm not short-tempered and grumpy. I'm actually in a good mood for the first time in a while. Thanks, everyone who had kind words. I'll keep reading and replying. It's not like I've got anything better to do with my time. Happened yesterday, for the pedantic. I was on a Zoom call, waiting to give a presentation that was scheduled for a 15-minute slot. 3 hours of listening to the presentations queued before mine, and it comes down to 5 minutes. Okay, I'll just speed through this, as nothing has changed, so it should be an easy approval. First slide. Second bullet. I'm interrupted by one of the committee who clearly hasn't read the proposal or any of the _3 months of back and forth on the specific wording or implementation details, justifications and prior approvals. I try to drill down to the specific objection, even find the email thread where I was given that specific wording, and they ask for clarification on what, exactly, I'm looking to get approved. What would you say? You do here? GIF. Background, I'm building a script to automate some internal reporting tasks currently done manually. To do that, the script needs an API key. To approve use of the key requires this security review, to be sure the script is communicating and storing all its data securely. This final presentation, 83 days after the initial application, should be a rubber stamp. All the items in the application have been documented, action items responded to, amended, and given the go-ahead. The last change was over a month ago. So, what am I here to get approval for? I need the committee's approval on my plan, because the security group who controls access to the API requires it to grant me API access, so I can build the script. The application lays out my plan to secure data the script reports on. Sidebar, to get the script plan approved also requires a complete review of the entire infrastructure plan of the server instance the script was going to run on. No joke. What am I here for? Ultimately, so the guy that grants the keys can check the box next to my request. What's the key for? Script needs it. Script needs documentation, approval. Documentation done, I'm asking for approval. I just want to write some code. You tell me to get approval, fine. Tell me who to ask, and what assurances they need. Fine. Ask your questions, and I'll answer them. Fine. Just let me finish writing my code. Then, after 3 hours of listening to you drone on about details that are completely irrelevant to the other applicants' presentations, including questioning their business case for even building the proposed service in the first place, and you squeeze me in the last 5 minutes, and then interrupt me and talk over me and talk down to me. Sound familiar, ladies? Totally get it. All because you clearly haven't done the homework. I snapped. I said things that were inappropriate, rude, immature, insulting, potentially actionable, shouting and cursing, and I don't even know what else. I'm out of order? You're out of order. The whole trial is out of order! GIF. But I've been out the door on this job for weeks. I've had my resignation letter written for a month. All I was waiting for was an offer from one of the dozens of job applications I've sent out. I fully plan to finish this project, put in my 2 weeks, quietly send out some goodbye emails, and fade away. Homer disappears into the bushes. GIF. But nah. So I clicked leave meeting, queued up a bunch of emails, then went to pick up my kids from school. I was running a few minutes late. Career limiting maneuver? Absolutely. Selfish, short-sighted, impulsive. I'm better than that. I'm disappointed in myself and embarrassed. I didn't sleep last night, and ever since the call, I can't stop shaking. My heart is still beating so fast it's like some long, drawn-out panic attack. I feel sick to my stomach and I can't sit still. My wife's not talking to me yet. Best thing I've ever done for myself. Too long didn't read. I've been ready to quietly quit my job for weeks, but a 3-hour Zoom call pushed me over the edge. To me it sounds like your only fuck up was to not take your unhappiness more seriously sooner. As much as it was unprofessional, at least you're away from an environment that wasn't right for you. Probably saved yourself some issues much later down the line by acting now than keep pushing on. You could possibly call it a mental health snap and get paid leave. LOL, it does happen. I've talked to people who have gotten to the point of flipping tables who got paid more on leave than on the job. I've worked in HR in a large company before. Yes, this has happened. Yes, this happens. Really depends on a lot of factors, company culture, years of service, management, etc., but very possible. Some people went on leave for 2+ years and just never came back. I work in a similar field and the documentation/approvals required to do the simplest tasks is a joke. Change control is what it's called where I'm at. I need to fix a spelling error in some code and it takes me 1.5 weeks to get all the approvals to bring it to the production environment, and the build and testing takes like 2 minutes total. Effing nutty. I did something like this 4 years ago. Had a client that promised to do some work for 3 months, then told me on a call they didn't do anything and expected me to work 12-hour days through the summer to make up for all the missed work. Then she laughed. I was in an office with my boss on a conference call. I stood up, went to my office and started moving stuff to my car. 3 days later my boss called me, offered me a $14,000 raise and a new client if I would come back. I just got another $12,000 a year raise in March from the same company. Sometimes the takeaway works. Damn, sounds like your company should fire that client for being a stone cold bitch.